Hey guys, Abraxas here, and I'm going to be playing some SpaceEngine, so let's go ahead and get started. The first suggestions are from This Is Not Interesting. He has 3 of them, but I'm only going to visit the first 2. It is a warm Terra, and I already have it selected just to kind of save time, so let's go ahead and jump over there. Ah, man, I just deselected it. Ah, dang it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, so we have some, actually kind of, spectrum rings here. Got kind of a nice pink to purple to kind of a lime green to kind of a sea green to blue and then purple again. So, very cool. And, looks like it's orbiting this blue gas giant here, so this is in fact a moon. With its own little ring system. You can see the nice reflection from the gas giant on the other side, so that's kind of its... not so much moonlight, but the reflection the planet has on this moon itself. And it looks like we definitely have some volcanic activity. Let's go ahead and go to the other side where we could actually see. And let's touch down right over here. So, we got what looks like a volcano here with a nice kind of snow cap on it. And there's the kind of ashy magma there. It's not very, or I guess lava. It's not very, like, I don't know, liquidy, because normally there's like a lava texture that's kind of more liquidy. You can kind of see it if you zoom out, you can see the texture there. But sometimes that's a detail mapping of like some type of, ash or something, hardened rock or whatever. And you end up with that result. We can see the, lovely ring as we look into the sky here. And we're on a kind of standard blue planet. You see these pretty commonly, the Terras that are blue. And we have a diameter of 15,000 kilometers, which is 1.20 times the size of Earth, so 120%, or just 20% bigger. Has an ESI of 80%, so actually a relatively high ESI. Has an orbital period and rotational period around this gas giant of 2 days, so 48 hours. Has a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius, so relatively warm, and a greenhouse effect of 12 degrees. Atmospheric pressure is 0.222 though, so the pressure is about 22% of that of Earth, so not a very high pressure. So, very cool. And I imagine the sunset, as is typical with these blue planets, is very much like Earth, so let's see if we can go somewhere where the sun is actually setting. I see a volcano here, maybe this will work. Let's go ahead and touch down next to this volcano. Oh yeah, so you can see that it kind of has like the same sunset as Earth as you pan through. Maybe a little bit more pink. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next planet, which is from This Is Not Interesting. Which looks like it's its own planet, not actually a moon. And here we go, a frozen ice world. A list of Terras. Okay, so we have an ice world here. That's not a Terra. It's an orange ice world. Kind of resembles Pluto slightly. From there you can see there's kind of like glaciers and stuff. Or not really glaciers, but just huge ice sheets. And I assume this is probably some type of rock or something, but I could be wrong. It could just be a huge layer of ice. Let's go ahead and check this third world from This Is Not Interesting. Because I don't think he actually owns the game. I know he's like a long-time viewer and stuff. I don't think he actually owns the game, so I think he just gets these IDs from like some type of resource or something, whether it's like Reddit or the SpaceEngine forum. And this one's definitely a Terra. Temper Terra with life. Oh, okay. This one's actually really nice. Really detailed. I got a very, very close moon. Just orbiting very close to those rings. Kind of dangerously close to those rings. Resembles Pluto a little bit more. Kind of has that Pluto color. And it's kind of got the Pac-Man shadow thing going on. As you can see there. It's kind of inverted. We got a little... What is that? Oh, it's a gas giant. Okay. The Milky Way galaxy, at a guess, and let's go ahead and check out this Terra. You can see the reflection of the moon as on this world, and look at that cyclone right there. That's a very interesting looking cyclone. It has a little sub-hurricane next to it. Very interesting. So let's just touch down right here, right at the sunset. Like kind of a polar sunset on Earth. A little bit pink. But I assume it fades off to a nice red. Possibly, maybe. No, not really. It's just kind of a pink sunset. Very cool. Ooh, and we have a nice mountain range here with some lovely eroded hills. Let's check out the life that's around here. So I think it might just be our standard grass texture. Actually, no, that is something else. It's that forest treetop texture thing, like that thick forest texture, mixed in with some winded sand, but it's at a really large texture scale, and here's very nice. Kind of nice as rolling hills, I would say. Not really so much mountains. That's more of a mountain. Very cool. Makes a really nice view, though. That might make a cool thumbnail, possibly. But, let's go ahead and see if there's any other features of this world. Let's zoom out of here. That's a big volcano. Let's go over to this darker region. So we got kind of the same rolling hills going on, but these ones are a little bit more tall, I would say. And what's up with this darker grass area? Looks like that same texture for the most part. I think it has one or two life textures in this world. It's this over here. And the same thing. This area of the world where it's more lit up and kind of closer to noon. So let's go ahead and check out our next suggestion, which is from Jojo. And he has 4 suggestions, but I'm only going to be able to check out 2 of them. He did mention that one of them is Sagittarius Dwarf Spiral Galaxy. I do believe I have a dedicated video on that pretty much. Just search it up on my channel. I do believe that was, I required a mod to actually load that one. Let's check out ARP 148, which is an irregular galaxy. Oh, wow. I'm not actually going to visit very much in here, but this is actually a completely different irregular galaxy than I'm used to seeing. Normally irregular galaxies are just kind of blue clouds, and that's about it. But this one's, well, it's a blue cloud, but very much different looking. Very cool. Kind of looks like a nebula, or just a really low-res texture from a satellite image or something. I don't know, telescope image. But wow, that's pretty cool. Check out visiting. Imagine visiting planets from this one. Let's just see if we can just find something real quick. It's a blue main sequence star. Nothing orbiting. Nothing orbiting around that either. Orbiting here. We got a scorched gas giant. Scorched desert. What's this? Scorched or cool Selena. Okay, that's a molten desert. I don't think we're gonna get a good view from that one. Let's try this. There's a Terra. Let's go ahead and go over to this Terra real quick. Actually, let's go to this warm Terra. Here we go. Nice dim warm Terra. Give us a nice view of the galaxy. So which direction is the galaxy? Right there. Right, so let's go ahead and just touch down right here on this Terra. Nice view of the night sky. Okay, so I can see kind of the galaxy there. That or it's just a cloud there. No, that's the galaxy. And let's see if we can just get this star to set real quick. And yeah, we just have kind of like, you would think it's a nebula or something, but no, it's the actual galaxy itself. It has like a really beautiful color to it. There's a nice view of it. I think that's another star up there. Yeah, white main sequence star. But check out that view. That is amazing. I'm actually gonna bookmark this one. That's actually really nice. That might have some use in a future video, potentially. And you can kind of see the clouds really add like a cool nebula-like detail to it. course, these are just clouds of interstellar dust. They could be remnants of nebulas and all that, but no, this is very cool. And over here, we just have kind of like a little bit more of a cloudy area, which I guess a view from here would be equally as nice, to be honest. Like if I checked out a star in here and went to one of these planets. What's this? Oh, it's a hot desert. So if I like touch down here, I probably, yeah, you can see much more of the kind of nebula-like galaxy. So very cool. And we got a lovely dark ring just kind of interfering with it. Very nice. So let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion from him, and it is Hoax Object. Maybe that'll load. Let's try. Hog 10? No. Hoax Object. Oh, there's a little... Okay. Okay. Somebody wants to give me some information on this galaxy. I've never seen a galaxy like this in this game, but it's very clearly some type of ring galaxy with a huge golden glow in the center. Let's just fly through here. Yeah, it's like a very color, and then there's like a huge separation of probably dark matter, and then you have this ring on the outside, very cloudy ring. So if I sat like right here at the edge at one of these stars, let's go ahead and check out this warm Terra here that I just found completely by accident, with some very beautiful rings, actually. Very nicely generated rings on this world. Just go ahead and touch down right here where it's like just barely night sky. Kind of around you, it's just a huge halo pretty much. Very, very nice view. That is actually really cool. Now let's try the I don't think I believe I've been to Sagittarius Dwarf. I think I have a mod like video on that. So let's just check out what the third suggestion from him, since it does actually have 2 legs on it. So, is there anything unique about this galaxy? Terra. Actually, no, he wants me to visit a world. Okay, so we kind of got like a little bit of an orangish hue and a lot of clouds. Let me just toggle off the clouds real quick. Okay, so I'm not seeing any large continents. It's kind of a just volcanically active Oceania from what I can tell. Let's turn up the ambient lighting real quick. World is this little island right here. So let's go ahead and just touch down on this and default our ambient lighting. So yeah, nothing really too visible from this world. Is there something I'm missing here? It is an actual catalog planet. Oh, and it's got a beautiful view of this is not the Milky Way. This is the Milky Way. That is such a weird perspective of the Milky Way. I've not actually seen this before, because right over there, that's the Carina Nebula, and this is Andromeda. It's just this Terra just kind of sitting up here. I think the star is cataloged. I don't think the actual world is. I believe this is a randomly generated world, but wow, that is kind of an impressive view of the Milky Way galaxy right there. Can't see any of the star clusters. And yeah, the Carina Nebula is just very visible there. But what's this? It's another Terra, but this one's also orangish in hue. Whoops, I just landed right in the ocean. I guess let's go ahead and toggle back on our clouds. Okay, that's a nice view. Let's try to get in the night sky right here, right under this aurora. Water. I can't find my way out. There we go. Okay, right here. Okay. So I think that's the center of the Milky Way galaxy right there. Let's go where it's a little bit darker. Like right here. Yeah, you can kind of see the Milky Way just faintly in the sky right there. But yeah, just a beautiful view of the Milky Way galaxy. Yeah, the view of the particles from that planet were really cool. Like these little clouds are in the Milky Way galaxy. They're kind of volumetric in a sense of their particles, not exactly just textured onto the galaxy. So as you kind of rotate around, you can see them rotate with your screen. I can't really get a good way to show this off, but they do that. You'll see that sometimes with some irregular galaxies and nebulas and stuff like that, is the particles will actually rotate with your screen. So let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. Okay, so we have a suggestion from Ian07, and he says, this is the only blue star in the entire galaxy it's located in. Really? The only blue star, or only blue star of this class? Or is it really the only blue star? For a second there, I thought it was in the Milky Way. I was going to say, no, you're wrong. So it's a blue star. Okay. And it's the only one located in this entire galaxy. We got 47,000 degrees, and it's a blue luminous supergiant, and it's got some nice little worlds around it, looks like. Some Selenas, a desert, a couple scorched deserts, actually. Actually, let's check out this hot desert over here that's way out in the distance. Well, okay, that's kind of cool looking. It has like a nice purple atmosphere. Let's go ahead and touch down on this. Okay. So there's a star, it's just very, very dim. Actually, it kind of looks pinkish once you're actually here. Multiple cloud layers, pretty nice. But, yeah, that's apparently the only blue star in this entire galaxy. So let's select the galaxy itself. It's an E6, so pretty oval shape, I assume. And it has a diameter of 2,000 light years. So let's just go through the star search. Let's put in 1,000 light years. And let's look for a main sequence, I guess. Oh wait, how am I gonna search for a blue star? I guess I want a main sequence star. Okay, yeah, I've done some searching for a while, and I can't actually find any other blue stars, shockingly. But what's this? Is this a blue star? It's a blue luminous supergiant. Okay, well, there's a blue star. That's the center of the galaxy. Oh wait, that just might be something that's orbiting around the black hole in the center of the galaxy. But it's well known that elliptical galaxies, such as this one, actually do have very, very ancient stars in them, so they're not very hot, and you'll actually find a lot of just remnants and things like that, black holes, other things in these elliptical style galaxies. So yeah, of course the black hole generated a blue luminous supergiant, but that's not actually a traditional star in the game. That's just something that kind of generates around the black hole at random. So the galaxy itself, I don't actually see like any other blue stars at all. Even just flying through it, I cannot visibly see any blue stars. They're all pretty much just kind of cream colored, or just yellow and red, such as this one. This one's a red giant. And it's not actually saying the diameter of this world or giant. Oh, there it is. 2.5 astronomical units. So here's a very, very big red giant. Move on to the next one from Ian07, which haven't seen your suggestions in a while. Glad to see you're back. Remember the Big Bertha video you uploaded last month? Yes, and I totally slacked on that and have not actually continued that challenge at all because, I don't know, people didn't really seem too interested. Well, you said you were messing around with that on and off, so let's go ahead and check that out real quick. And you finally managed to find a star that was bigger than 17,888 suns. So let's go over here. Okay. So we have this giant black meatball. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you actually see this? Like, did you actually pan around and see how many galaxies were like in a chain? Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. You guys see this? Look at all these star clusters here. Little ring galaxy right there. Oh wow, as I zoom in, there's even more. What is with this? This is a huge galactic cluster. It's a lot of elliptical galaxies, but here we go. Let's just check this. And it has a diameter of 166.74 astronomical units. So you might be the record holder, but let me go back to my video here. I'll be right back and see if it actually does break that record. So Ian07, I have checked and you have broken the record. The last one was 166.45 astronomical units. So this right here is a record-breaking star as far as I'm concerned. I have not found any other resources on the internet actually with any bigger stars than this one right here. So if you want to visit yourself, the ID is up here in the top left. And yeah, it's a red supergiant, type M9.9 IAB, and it has a diameter of 166.74. The temperature, as you can tell, is actually relatively cool at 1700 degrees Celsius. That's because the star's energy is so far expanded and inflated, and the density is actually incredibly low. And this is, in fact, a pretty much on the verge of dying star. But let's go ahead and back out here and check out this galactic cluster that this is actually in. Look at this. Okay, so we have a couple elliptical galaxies here. Even more elliptical galaxies. And they just keep going. Like, there's another one, there's more. It's just a huge cluster of, like, elliptical galaxies. Like, look. It's a huge chain of just elliptical galaxies all over the place. It's crazy. But yeah, I think you definitely have yourself a winner here, and I think I'll add this to the Big Bertha playlist, and I'll probably title this video with something relevant to this. This is actually really, really cool. Okay, so our next suggestion is from Derpsauce Gaming, and he suggests a Terra with an ESI of 94%. Moon has a planet, or the moon and the planet has abiogenic life, and there's a gas giant in the system where the life came from. Panspermia. I think a gas giant was contaminated with life from the Terra. It is in the Whirlpool galaxy, and man, I am just waking up. So let's go ahead and check this out. Whirlpool galaxy with that beautiful purple glow. Kind of a nice blue over there too. So it's like purple over here, blue over there. And here is the Terra with a huge crater in it. Oh, and it has some lovely snow. You can already see it from here. That's kind of a seam, but we won't pay any attention to that. We'll go over here. And let's just check this out. So we got probably a thick blue atmosphere, it looks like. The terrain itself is kind of greenish. Looks very, very foggy though. Visibility is not very high. Looks like we have our standard grass texture. And whatever this stuff is. I don't know what that is. Probably some type of tree texture or something. And we have some lovely rolling hills. Not too heavily eroded, it looks like. Looks like those round hills that are just kind of generating some nice mountains. But nonetheless, it actually looks like it generated really nicely. And it has these lovely snow peaks, which I really love. And here's some kind of cracked mud texture that doesn't really make too much sense on here. But yeah, actually comes and turns into like a very, very hilly, like, kind of mountain range here. That just seems to go on forever. So, very nice. Let's get this star off our screen here. And let's check out the specifications, if you will. So, organic multicellular life, marine and terrestrial, distance, diameter is 13,000, almost Earth-like. Just ever so slightly bigger than Earth. ESI is 94%. Orbital period is 233 days. Wow. Okay, this isn't a moon though, I don't think. Is it? I'm not sure. Has a semi-major axis of 0.75 astronomical units. Has a composition of oxygen, CO2, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen. Atmospheric pressure is 0.36. Temperature is 3 degrees. Greenhouse effect of 2 degrees. So it's a really, really cool planet, which is kind of apparent by the snow peaks. And it has 7 moons. And if I hit I here, we can see that the life is abiogenesis. So, very cool. Let's go ahead and check out this moon. This moon apparently has life? No, it doesn't. There's a gas giant in the system that has life, though. Oh, no, wait, that's just its nearest moon. Is there a moon with life around here? Not that I see. Not of any significance, anyways. Then we have a gas giant here, which also has life, aerial life. And some kind of cool looking rings here. Really nice looking rings. Check that out. And you see a moon shadow there. But this is aerial life, which is basically just bacteria in its atmosphere. Let's go ahead and hit I here, and this is panspermia, which means life has actually been transferred from this world. Abiogenesis is when life is actually native to the world. This means this world is essentially infected with life. So, very, very cool. The next suggestion from Derpsauce Gaming is a Terra near the Boomerang Nebula, which is the coolest place ever discovered in the entire universe. There's actually a really cool Vsauce video on that. The coldest place, actually that might have been I don't know if it was SciShow Space or Vsauce, but apparently some of the coldest places in the universe are right here on Earth, created in labs and stuff. Because there's like hardly any chance of a place actually being absolute zero, pretty much. The conditions are just like near impossible. Check this out. Really, really hilly terrain. Very bumpy. This planet has a severe case of acne. And we have a volcano here, very active. No ash or anything in here from what I could tell. And I assume that is the Boomerang Nebula. It certainly is. Planetary nebula, not too far out. Actually looks really nice from this distance. I recall up close this nebula doesn't look as good, but from a distance actually it looks really nice. Yeah, when you're up close it just kind of looks like two diamonds. Far away it actually it renders really nicely. I assume that applies for most of the nebulas in this game though. So it has a warm Terra with life. Can we actually select this nebula? See its temperature? No, it doesn't appear so. Only really its luminosity and stuff. I wonder if I could actually bring up information on this. Let's press I. No, it doesn't really have too much information here. Really just size. Brightness. So yeah, as you can see, we have clouds that kind of move in two different directions depending on their atmosphere. So that's very cool, and let's just touch down right here. It's not as hilly in this general area. It's still very hilly. It looks like we have our standard grass texture with some winded sand kind of blended in. It just looks very, very foggy, it seems. Much visibility. Can't really see too far. And it looks like it has just one cloud layer. So let's go ahead and zoom out here. And let's get an idea of what's going on here. So the temperature is 79 degrees, so very hot, very humid, I assume. CO2, oxygen, nitrogen, standard Earth-like compositions, just in different quantities. Greenhouse effect of 25 degrees, which kind of tells you that this is actually a very greenhouse gas affected planet right here. Has a semi-major axis of 0.22. What's it orbiting around? Is that a yellow star? Orange dwarf. ESI of 77%. And a diameter of 17,000 kilometers, so quite a bit bigger than our Earth. It doesn't actually show the difference in size though, but that's about a third bigger than Earth, roughly. No, it's about 50% bigger than Earth, so very, very big world. But as you can see, it's very much a water world unless there's a huge continent on this dark side that I'm not seeing. So let's turn up our ambient lighting. Oh, that's kind of the case. Looks like we have kind of a supercontinent going on, and you can see some massive collisions here. And a giant cyclone, like a super hurricane, like a hypercane or something like that. It's very, very big. That is huge. If I were to guess, I would say that's probably about the size of like Texas or something. That's incredibly large. Oh yeah. Very cool little planet, and nice view of the Boomerang Nebula. I have not actually seen that nebula in that kind of angle before. It's really nice. And there's a nice view of the Milky Way. We're kind of sitting above it. We're not quite like inside the clouds. Okay, so the next suggestion is from Sizzling Bacon. Let's go ahead and check it out. It doesn't have a description on it, so hopefully we're in for a surprise. Let's get rid of that question mark. And it is a temperature with life outside of the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, actually nice vibrant green. I imagine the atmosphere is not too thick. Actually it is, 1.66 atmospheres of pressure. Very cool. And is this an asteroid? Hello asteroid, let's look down at this world from you. Let's default our ambient lighting. There we go, much nicer. And here we are on our little tiny satellite just orbiting around this world. You can see there's a huge cyclone right there. And the visibility on this planet seems to be very prominent. The atmosphere is actually not too, like, I don't know, dense looking. And there's a nice view of our spiral galaxy. Kind of a very, very dark and dim galaxy, unless we're just in a really thick cloud layer in the galaxy. Let's go ahead and touch down right here. Not too much going on in the way of hills. It looks like we have our standard grass texture. Selected a star apparently. There we go. Got the planet selected again. Okay, so here we are. Right back on the world. You can see that moon just very, very visible in the sky. Can we see the asteroid? I think that might be the asteroid. Are you an asteroid? Yeah, you're the asteroid I was just on. Oh, and I think I have time moving, so it's actually slowly traveling across the sky. That'd be pretty fun to watch if we actually had a view of that from like Earth or something. Just a little asteroid just traveling across the sky like that. But very cool. I'm sure that like just even something like that asteroid moving across the sky like that would probably trigger things like the Flat Earth Society. But looks like we have two cloud layers here. Here's the big lovely cyclone. Actually very, very bright, I guess. Let me turn on real planet brightness to see if it gets dimmer. Oh, it got brighter. Okay, let's leave that off then. And we have some lovely, nicely eroded rolling hills here. And we have some kind of snow peaks on these mountains here. Very nice. And really, really well generated mountains. Check that out. Very natural and very cool looking. Mountains. These ones are kind of peeking out of the top cloud layer here. You can see the hurricane just sitting up here. It's kind of interesting seeing a giant hurricane like that just going over some snowy hills. But actually no, that is very weird because hurricanes really need warm water. So that's super interesting. They don't. Maybe they just need a high contrast and temperature. Maybe. So we have some more lovely snow-covered hills. Really, really lovely, really nicely generated. Check out that view. Shiny as well, as you can see. The stars just kind of reflecting on them a lot. What is going on here? It's kind of a weird, like, shading effect going on. You can see the star is actually behind the hill, but it's still reflecting. That's... You go play any game, that's actually pretty typical. You'll see like the sun or whatever in many video games just kind of reflect even when they're not supposed to. And there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the sunset, which I imagine is going to be very much Earth-like. In fact, I could already see it in it. Actually, no, it's actually not. It's a little bit more green than I expected it to be. But still very similar to Earth, apart from the green hue to it. Very nice. Any other sights in the sky that I'm missing here. Not that I see, other than the star appears to have a huge comet tail going on right here. Planet right here just kind of burning away. Yep, scorched desert. And as you can see, it's not faring very well. So let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. I got one from Numa Noma, who wants me to go to a really cool looking Titan inside of a star cluster. And it looks a lot better with real planet brightness on. So let's go ahead and check it out. Purplish. I assume the water is actually red on this planet. Let's go ahead and just smack right into the terrain here. Oh, and it actually has life. Marine and terrestrial. Interesting. Oh wait, I think I'm looking at some of the life right here. Oh yeah, we got kind of that clover texture. Which someone mentioned that's kind of a flat treetop texture, like a roofed forest of some kind. Yeah, that I wouldn't really know too much about. Okay, so we actually have some blue water. It's just the atmosphere itself is purple. But if I turn on the real planet brightness, we should get a nice, lovely dark view, as is very common on these Titans. And there we go, check that out. Now that's looking amazing. And let's just speed up time a little bit and kind of get an idea of what's going on here. Isn't that nice? Really beautiful view of the star cluster, and you can see the galaxy just kind of fade in as it reaches sunset. Nice kind of pink fade to the night sky, and very nice. There's something flying across the sky right there. And there's our sunrises, since there's actually 2 stars there. Very cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next planet, which is from Nefdiggity Dog, and he says he has 2 suggestions. A least massive exoplanet, so very... Oh, least massive exoplanet, but I think the A in the name is actually part of the planet name, so let's go ahead and try this ID. Go to B. It's orbiting around a pulsar. That can't be very healthy. Down here. Okay, here's our ice world. Not much of a shine going on. Not very bright. Let's turn off real planet brightness so we can get a better view of this. There we go, that's much better. Oh wow, that's actually a very pretty ice world. We got very few cracks on it, but they're very prominent. Discovery method, pulsar timing. I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of pulsar timing before. Interesting. Discovery date, 1994. So major axis, 0.19. The pulsar is incredibly tiny right there. That's why. Pulsar is probably smaller than this planet, in fact. Interesting. Let's, mass is incredibly low. Let's check out this pulsar. And here is our neutron star. Beautiful lensing effect. If I can get through this diffraction spike, you can see it has a really lovely lensing effect. And if we get closer to it, all the light around us just blue shifts. We get a nice distortion. Very cool. And there's a view of the center of the Milky Way galaxy as standing on a pulsar, even though we're being crushed into an atom-thick pancake right now. So let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is once again from Nefdiggity Dog, and he says, exoplanet with the biggest radius. There it is. I feel like I've seen a star exactly like this. Oh, let me fix my field of view. There we go. Now I feel incredibly zoomed in, even though I'm not. Okay, so this planet is very, very hot and actually very, very close to its star. It actually has an orbital period of 2 days, so it takes only 2 days to actually orbit around this star. And let's see, it has a diameter of 291,000 kilometers, so very, very huge, in fact. Look at the size compared to the star. This is actually a yellow dwarf. This is not even like a red dwarf or anything like that. This is a relatively pretty big sun-like star, and this is a very, very big planet. It's actually shocking that it's not a brown dwarf or anything like that. Very cool. And that's this huge comet tail, which is nice and beautiful. So let's move on to the next one, which is from Andromeda. Actually, no, we have one from Nev Diggity Dog again. I'm going to briefly just go over it real quick. He says it is 31 times the size of Jupiter, or mass of Jupiter. Okay. Ooh, we have some nice dark rings as well. Nice red gas giant orbiting around. Is that a red giant? Brown dwarf. Okay, it's a brown dwarf. So perhaps this is possibly brown dwarf. It's pretty big. Discovered it in 2013 direct imaging. Turned on real planet brightness, this would actually not be visible. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, pretty dim. The brown dwarf's not really illuminating it too much. It's actually not orbiting too far from the brown dwarf, in fact. It's actually only 0.36 astronomical units away. Here's our brown dwarf with the lovely aurora effect. Nice bright pink aurora. So, very cool. The diameter of it. This one is 118,000, and this is actually smaller than the planet itself, so I'm kind of curious of whether or not that's actually a brown dwarf as well, just a cooler one. Very interesting, but also a very lovely looking gas giant as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion from Andromeda. Okay, so here I am at the suggestion Andromeda made, and it is a cool Terra with this lovely blue galaxy in the background. I don't see any other galaxies or stars or anything in the sky. I see that. Little, like, ring galaxy right there, but that's about it. I think we're at the edge of the universe. The observable universe, anyways. And let's just go ahead and check this out. Okay, so we have kind of some nice hills here. Quite foggy, no life on this planet. And kind of just a rocky terrain with some sand. So it's just kind of a cool desert, pretty much, with some water. Actually, it's not even water. And it's just kind of a barren world with some kind of snow peaks going on these hills. Actually, very low altitude snow. It's kind of just like just a very big desert. And is this volcano actually active? It actually is. So it does actually have volcanic activity, so that is a plus. But as you can see, it just kind of has a pale gray atmosphere. And let's just see what the sunset looks like. Kind of a very, 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 very red. And what is this moon over here? Yeah, this is a moon. That looked very creepy from the back. Look at that. Because it actually has an atmosphere. It's a cool desert. So over here we have like kind of an orangish desert. And you can just see this huge luminous star, this red giant in the sky. Hellish red atmosphere, kind of a red glow to it. And what else is really orbiting around here? A couple gas giants and some Terras, but are we actually at the edge of the universe? Let's find out. first of all, what does this galaxy actually look like? Okay, that's a pretty cool looking galaxy. And if we just pan out here... Oh no, I don't think we actually are. We're just kind of in a very, very lonely galaxy, not actually near pretty much any other ones. Lonely galaxy. So we've seen one that was basically right next to like 20 different galaxies, and we see one that's just kind of lonely out here. In its own little abandoned place, and we're like in a little abandoned cloud of the galaxy that's just sitting on the outskirts. That is a very, very lonely planet, I guess. But yeah, if you do fly out, you can eventually get to the end of the observable universe if you just keep going. It doesn't take too long, it takes about a minute, just flying straight. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion from Andromeda. And here we go. It is an orange dwarf. Orange dwarf, and what I can only assume is an irregular galaxy. That's a very interesting looking cloud. Packed galaxy. Let's click on this. Oh, Centaurus A. I think I've actually been here before. That's why that was looking so familiar. Did I do a magnitude video on this galaxy? I might have. But let's check out this little star here. And is there anything orbiting around it? Actually, yes. We have a cool desert with life. Kind of a nice purple and kind of beigeish orange world. Probably because the orange dwarf just reflecting on it. Ooh, beautiful comment over there. And let's just go and touch down and see what the life looks like. I assume it looks like Zerg life forms. So it looks like we have kind of our standard texture that's always seemingly generating on these purple worlds. Yeah, it looks like the same two textures as always. Doesn't have that clover texture thing going on. Actually, it kind of looks like the grass texture, just purple. Very interesting. And all these snowy hills. Actually, that's not snow, is it? No, these hills are just orange. Very contrast to the purple, though. And a very thin-looking atmosphere. Over here we have a temperate Terra with no actual terrestrial life. It's all marine, so all the life is in the water. And it has some nice, lovely polar ice caps. So, very cool. And a thin purple atmosphere, it looks like. Actually, it's kind of bluish. Is the terrain itself purple? No. No, that's definitely a purple atmosphere. And it is a very cold, desolate, snowy world. With these huge, like, kind of glacier things going on with the polar caps here. Very cool. And the type of life it is abiogenesis, so it's all actually native to this planet. Same with this here, but what about this? It doesn't actually explain the life origin for this gas giant, maybe because it's in fact this gas giant, which has panspermia, so the life is actually transferred here. Nice little dual gas giant system. I don't think that's actually a moon, it might be. Let's go ahead and turn on our orbit map and see. No, it's actually a dual gas giant system. Very cool. So let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Luke Foster, and he wants me to visit V838 Monceritus, but very likely. Okay. One moment. There it is. V838 Mon. And there it is. A blue main sequence star, very likely in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, we have a pancake star. And this is not the Milky Way. This is Andromeda, isn't it? This is the Milky Way. That's a very blue hue. It's because we're on the very outskirts, I do believe. Yeah, we are. And we have this very, very elliptical star here. Let's just go ahead and click on that. And, yeah, the reason why these stars are kind of egg-shaped or pancake-shaped, whatever you want to refer it to, or compare it to, is if I hit play, these actually orbit, or like rotate incredibly, incredibly fast. Like if I revert time to real time, which I think I just hit this, yes. It's actually spinning very fast. If I land on it, you might actually be able to actually see the spin. It's actually quite slow and very spiky. Yeah, these always generate kind of funny, or look kind of funny. But yeah, as to why they're spinning, I'm not too sure. But they rotate very quickly, and that's what kind of, the centrifugal force kind of throws all the matter outwards. It's the same thing for gas giants. You'll actually find gas giants that look a lot like this too. But yeah, very cool. As for why it's spinning, possibly some type of large collision into the side of it made it rotate very quick. I'm not too sure. I think I have one more suggestion from Andrew, and let's go ahead and check it out. You can see from the ground, just zoom in. That'd be a good way to end the video. Let's go ahead and check out this planet. Orange dwarf quadruple. Is this is IC1101, isn't it? There it is. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this system here. And wait, there's a planet with life. Let's go to the planet with life. Hot Terra with life. I want to be in this specific area from that black hole. This would probably be very, very bad. The reason for that is because if you can see that black hole, there's a problem. You're probably in line with its gamma radiation, and that'd probably basically vaporize or extinct all life on this planet, especially from this distance. But if we zoom in, we can see the hellish black hole that is IC1101, I do believe. Yes, this is IC1101. And there is its supermassive black hole. And you can see it slowly just kind of drifting across the sky as this planet rotates. Yeah, very cool. Very nice view as well. And with that, I'll end the video. Anyways, if you guys like the video, please leave it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe. It really does help. And I will see you guys in the next one. Also, check out my video from yesterday where I did actually a 360 view of this particular black hole.